for the last 20-something years, I've been working with Contact anyway. He reached out to me and said, Kane, I got this movie idea, and I would love for you to be a part of it.
And, we was in a session, and by the time he left, he was getting ready to leave. He was like, man, you want to do a movie? And he said it just like that. Like, yeah, that would be cool. We gonna do it.
Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome to Season 2 of The Agenda. I am your host.
All right, welcome to the Translucent Podcast.
Dark Network.
And I just want to say, I appreciate everybody who has supported The Agenda so far. Season 1, if you guys missed it, we got Season 1 posted on the YouTube channel, Dark Network 24/7, and it will be up on the website as well, darknetwork247.com. So make sure y'all head to the website, head to the YouTube channel, like, subscribe, and check out all of Season 1 episodes. It was a real good episode, a real good season. And also check out all of the other podcasts on there. Like, it's just phenomenal. You get so much knowledge, get gained up, like really, for real. So kicking off Season 2 of The Agenda, I want to let y'all know, me, I am the type of host that's going to always keep it 1,000. I'm not saying 100 no more. I'm not going to say that because a lot of people like to say that they keep it 100 and they still be with the lies and the BS. I'm going to keep it all the way 1,000, meaning it's going to be stuff that you ain't going to like to hear, even about yourself. I keep it all the way 1,000. I call myself and even my own people out on their own BS because we all play and have a role into this. And a lot of times it's not just, one side or, it's always three sides to the story. Mine, yours, and the truth. You know what I'm saying? So any accountability, I'm somebody who understands and has self-accountability. You know what I'm saying? I know how to hold myself accountable. Even it might not be immediate, you know what I'm saying? I could do a whole lot. I'll be like, nah, F that. Nah, they was in the wrong. But then, after a while, I'll be like, you know what? Yeah, there is maybe a way that I could have handled the situation. I could have done this. I could have done that, and okay, well, where can I go from here? But, we'll get to that. That's going to be a topic that we will discuss in Season 2 is self-accountability because it is something that we don't see in today's society. But today, Episode 1, Season 2, we're going to be talking about being a player in the game, right? So being a player in the game right now is the agenda. And what really got me on this is, let's look at what's going on right now currently in the world, right? You got the whole situation with Ukraine and Russia, right? And I'm somebody in high school that, when it comes to history, especially world history, I'm the shit. I love world history, you know what I'm saying? So I paid attention to how, nations was formed and how nations fell. And it's one thing that you can always count on is that not one nation or empire lasts forever, So what's going on right now, it's nothing new under the sun, and, our prayers are, out there for those who have been impacted by this situation that is going on. However, it's nothing new under the sun. And, I'm not going to just point fingers at one side when, we know with history, it's always, it's always more than one wrong that creates a situation. Everybody is wrong in this situation. What this whole situation really should show us, especially as a people, as black people, is that there is a bigger game being played than what we realize, than what we think that's just here in America, right? People, nations, races, in this whole world, everybody is racing to the top. Everybody is racing to the top. We can talk all day long about togetherness and kumbaya, and we're so much more civilized than our ancestors, when this right here proves that we're not. Looking at the history of the U.S. Shows that we're not. It's proof. And I think that's something that a lot of us in today's society, we forget. I mean, I'm pretty sure people in the Roman times, the Greek empires, when Rome, the Roman Empire was in its prime, or when the Greek Empire was in its prime, even the Mongolian Empire, everybody thought, man, we so civilized, man, we ain't like our ancestors. Look at us. We got monuments. We got statues. We got, a sense of culture. We got knowledge. We got all these things. We are a civilized society, And then look what happened. War still broke out. It was still, people trying to, topple the Roman Empire. It was all kind of war. They was trying to do more territorial gains and things like that. So right now, in today's time, like what's going on, it's nothing new under the sun. And this is something that we as a people need to understand, that, when it comes to these nations making their moves, especially right now, especially because they see the U.S. is weak, politically right now, everybody's making their moves to become the next superpower. The U.S., me personally, is not going to stay a superpower for too long. I mean, it's just in our history. We can talk all day long about how civilized we are and so advanced we are now, that to think that, this is just not ever going to happen. It's always going to happen. It's always, nothing's forever. So we really have to think about becoming a player in the game. And that's, changing where we are. We have to really look at where we are and where we need to be. And it's a lot that needs to happen for us to really be a player in the game and to take life seriously. Because man, we dance. I feel like we playing with life right now, and you only get one. You only get one, so you got to make the most of it, because tomorrow's never promised. So if you look at moves that Russia's making right now to rebuild their empire, you're looking at what China's trying to do right now to also rebuild their empire. Everybody has an agenda, and it's not no short-term agenda. When Putin, I'm pretty sure, came into office 20, 30 years ago, he didn't sit there and say, okay, let me try to figure out how I can, let me focus on these moves that I'm going to make a year that's going to come to fruition a year or two now. No, he had a 20, 30, 40-year plan. So he had a plan that's probably ain't going to come to fruition until he's probably long dead and gone. All these nations have a plan, and the leaders that's running these nations today have a plan that they're implementing now that's going to bring their nation, move their nation to a bigger, stronger nation, probably 50 to 100 years from now, when they're probably already going to be dead and gone, and it's their kids, grandkids, or great-grandkids that's going to be running the country. You know what I'm saying? And so this is something that we need to think. We need to start thinking long-term. What can we do right now that's going to come to fruition long-term? Because a lot of us don't think like that. A lot of us like, nah, man, we too busy focused on here and now. And when you're too busy focusing on here and now, you're missing a bigger playbook. This is why a lot of nations, a lot of people, even when it comes to Africa, a lot of people is not looking at Africans or even black people as a player in the game. We're not, Because, yeah, everybody goes to Africa for its natural resources and everything. Once Africa starts saying, you know what, we not providing y'all with nothing, they going to sit there and say, okay, we just going to take y'all country then. Then they're going to make territorial moves, because at the end of the day, it's their country and their people first. And if you're not going to play ball, then they just going to come and remove you off the table, you know? So there is a big picture we need to look at, really. As a people, in order for us to really prosper and really survive as a people, you know, and establish communities, we need to understand the big picture and how this world really works. Because, you know, sadly, you can't save the world, you can't change the world on a broad perspective, because it's just human nature. And that's the thing that world history would teach you, that the actions and the things that we're doing now, it's nothing new. It's been done. It's been done repeatedly over the years. It's nothing new. So, what can we do to say, okay, well, you know, we finna go ahead and just make our moves and do what we gotta do as well. Everybody else is, why not us? You know? And there is always ways. You know, there's always a flaw to every system. We could talk about white supremacy, all this stuff all day long, and think that it's just, you know, something that can't be broken. It can be. There's flaws in every system, everything that always has been put in place to work against another race, you know, and we just got to go ahead and play the game, play the role. And in order to do that, that requires some out-of-the-box thinking. Because a lot of people always say that one of the epitomes to madness is doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting different results. And I feel like that's something that we constantly do. Like, we're constantly doing the same things, right? Like, anything that goes wrong in our community or whatever, whether if it's police brutality or racial inequity, what do? We do the same exact shit. We gonna what? March, riot, do all this. Where has that really gotten us? You know, we got this whole thing called, you know, integration, you know, where we have integrated into society, but where has integration really too much gotten us when we're still at the bottom? Every person, only thing that integration has done is it just made everybody hijack our situation, right? Now all of a sudden everybody's a minority. Everybody's looking for free benefits from the government, you know, things like that. You know, all these programs and things that was implemented really specifically for us has been hijacked, and we're just allowing it to happen, you know, and that's an issue, because we really need to practice some sort of ethno-aggression, which, you know, that's basically, we need to focus on ourselves, just like everybody else is. Ain't nobody caring about, you know, ain't no other race really caring about us and what we got going on, what we doing. They really don't, you know, but they understand, okay, we got to kind of get along, play along a little bit. You know, we got to make it feel like it's, you know, it's all of us, right? You know, a rising tide lifts all boats type of BS, you know, and it's really not, because, yeah, a rising tide lifts all boats, but our boat's got a few holes in it. So, you know, we not rising equally the same, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of this has to do with, you know, when you look at today's world and who controls what, is everything is always geared towards who is more active politically and who controls the whole political area, you know, in a certain division, right? Like when Al Gore was running for president, he went to Detroit. You know, Detroit is a city that's 85%, you know, black populated. But Al Gore didn't go sit down with black activists and, you know, black, you know, people out there to try to figure out, hey, you know, I'm trying to get y'all support. No, he met with Arab business leaders. Why? because Arabs came into Detroit, immigrated into Detroit, started owning all of the businesses, liquor stores, gas stations, all that stuff is the majority Arab owned in Detroit. In which they don't, Arabs, their community is in the suburbs of Detroit, I think Dearborn or something like that. So they go into the city limits of Detroit, control all the businesses, get all the money, get all the wealth and resources, and then they put it into their area. And so they understand, okay, we got all this money, if anybody wants our support, or any type of campaign contribution, they got to come see us. They got to come see us and ask us, hey, I want you guys support. What can I do to get you guys support? Well, we want more business, things that favor our business, that favor us. This is what we want in exchange for our support for your campaign. So this is how we have to move. We can march all day long, all this stuff, but when it's us not pulling our resources together and them seeing us as a more bigger figure in this whole political spectrum, to where say, okay, in order for us to get the support for these people, we need to actually come there and actually provide concrete results. This is what we want, and and that's the thing, like, we keep falling for these breadcrumbs, right? We all know the solution to everything right now, which appears is what? Reparations, right? But they got us focused on voting rights, right? Like, for some odd reason, in which I challenge everybody. Find me one black person that went to a poll and that was denied the right to vote simply because they was black. Find me, But they not offering us milk and cookies. They not giving us no milk and cookies. Well, I ain't gonna go vote, man. That's kind of to turn me away from go voting, because, man, they ain't giving me no milk and cookies. I want some milk and cookies. Or, for some, black people are opposed to voter ID when it's the exact opposite. A lot of black people is in favor. I got to show ID for everything else. I had to show a vaccination status, to go around, to get into restaurants and movie theaters and things like that. But for some odd reason, according to a lot of these political people, we're opposed to voter ID. It's nothing new. We're like, okay, well, shit, we just got to get another ID. Or, hey, y'all figure out a way to implement it with the state ID, so that way we get a little sticker or something. Boom, okay, it's, it works the same. But we're opposed to it. So it's like they're too busy, like, distracting us from the real things that we need. And that's all they do. You see how this whole year, or going on 2 years into the Biden presidency went, where they call themselves, look, if we pass the Build Back Better, that's going to help black people too. So yeah, we just working on getting that passed. Yeah, we got to work on ending COVID, because if we end COVID, that's going to help black people too. Which that pretty much got worse, because if you look at by race, who's mostly vaccinated and unvaccinated, black people were the ones who's mostly unvaccinated. So when it comes to all these mandates and all this stuff, who got negatively impacted? Us. But they don't want to tell y'all that. They don't want to, they want to distract y'all on this other thing. So they're focusing on all these other things, getting this across the board, because they say it's going to help us too. Then what happened when that failed? Then what happened? Justice such and such. Hey, bro, we need you to retire. You got to go. Because I got to deliver these Negroes something. So once you go, I'm going to go ahead and make it known, right? Instead of me just doing it, I'm going to get on the camera and I'm going to make it known, hey, y'all, I'm just letting y'all know that I ain't forgot about y'all. Such and such justice finna retire from the Supreme Court. So now you black, I told y'all I was gonna promise y'all that I was gonna bring a black woman and make her a Supreme Court justice. Yeah, so look, I'm fulfilling my promise. So look, y'all got something, right? Now y'all can't complain about the Asians getting laws passed to where any little thing you Asian cuts you off or something, you cuss their ass out. Now you charged with Asian hate crime, right? Or yeah, you know, the Mexicans, oh yeah, man, they crossing the border, they getting all kind of free welfare benefits, you know, at your expense. But hey, you got something now too. We put a black woman in the Supreme Court. See? Everybody getting something out of me. So look, man, y'all go ahead and vote Uncle Joe 2024. You know what I'm saying? And it's straight BS.
What do you see as the problem with the black community?
Me personally, I see the problem being us believing the hype. Us believing the hype and stopping us from walking in our purpose. Stockholm Syndrome. A condition where you believe that you are something that you're not based on what this other person who's holding you in prison makes you feel.
And I'll just add, when you're in that situation, the trauma, that turns into trauma, right? All of this is blocking that purpose, the thing you was born to do. All of these experiences, all of these conditionings and manipulations by these other people. And so our solution from OCAR is...
And using our community as a resource. That's what OCAR stands for. Coming in and finding people who you didn't think had talents, but everybody has a talent.
Absolutely.
And utilizing those talents to make our community, little by little, block by block, a better place for everybody in it.
Like, it really is. Like, I had one dude, black man, and it was so funny because I'm like, okay, well, instead of this man talking about it, man, just do it. Like, we already, yeah, okay, we knew that was going to happen. Okay, man, so look, just go ahead and just say, yeah, you know, we done interviewed all kind of other justices, and I'm picking this one. Oh, cool. Hey, is she a sister? Right on. That's what I'm talking about. Cool. But it's like, nah, you know what I'm saying? We gonna make it known. You know what I'm saying? And so the dude responded. He was like, well, I mean, hey, I think it's good that he, you know, made it known and let us know because, see, I want somebody in the Supreme Court that's going to represent me. Mind you, this is a black man, right? So who's going to represent me and my civil rights? I said, okay. I said, so you feel a black woman in the Supreme Court is going to make you feel more comfortable and feel like you're protected, but there's already a black man in the Supreme Court. So for some odd reason, with a black man who is a Supreme Court justice, who's been a Supreme Court justice for hella long, with him, you don't feel like you was represented properly in the Supreme Court, but when a black woman get up in there, you is. He had nothing to say because, you know, because, I mean, that's the thing. Like, a lot of people, like, are just not educated, I guess, on how our government works or who's the current people who currently hold certain positions in our government. So I'm like, bro, it's already a black man in the Supreme Court. He had nothing to say because he didn't know. He like, oh, shit, I didn't know that. Well, yeah. So wait, I mean, you think everybody, it was all white people? Like, you know what I'm saying? So, but these are the things that, you know, we need to really stop focusing on and pay attention to because we're focusing on the wrong things. We're focused on too busy trying to be accepted by the dominant race in this country instead of trying to do our own thing. You know what I'm saying? And we need to do our own thing. We need to shift the way that we think and start thinking differently than what the revolutionary movement, you know, the Black Panthers, all these, we need to start thinking differently. Because obviously, yeah, we can argue that the FBI stepped in and kind of screwed the whole movement up. But there still was flaws within those movements that also led to the destruction of those movements as well. And even with integration and, you know, Martin Luther King, like that whole thing, because we're so busy focused on trying to be accepted by people when we should just be focused on just being protected, saying, hey, look, you know, yeah, we want to, you know, be able to, if we want to shop, you know, anywhere, we want to be able to go anywhere, travel freely, buy houses freely, do whatever. Yeah, we want that. But at the same time, we still need to be economically protected to where we still have a chance to build a business, get some capital to start a business, and be able to build our own communities, which, you know, we had back in the day. You know, so it's like we didn't get that. We didn't get the economic advantages that we needed, and as well as just to be protected, period. Once again, we needed our 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments to be more concrete, more interpreted better in the Supreme Court, to where it's like, look, black people are equally protected, once again, under the Constitution. That needs to be heard, carried out, and enforced in all branches of the system. That's what we needed. We didn't get. So we need to shift, you know, towards the way that we do business and how we start business. One thing that we need to really do is shift to more jobs that really requires us to use our minds, right? Look at the world has been transforming from manual labor jobs to jobs that really pay good, that requires you to use your mind. And that's something that, I mean, you know, we can look in history. Out here in Richmond, California, what happened? World War II was going on. A lot of black people migrated to California to do what? Work in the factories, work in the plants, manual labor stuff. We was physically able to do all that. We could do that all day. We was able to support our families, raise families, do all this stuff under that. But what they started to do, everything started to change. Those type of manual labor jobs started getting shipped overseas. Now everything is more administrative. Everything is more of the software development, you know, building business, finance, things like that. That is, in order for us to really become a player in the game and to start really building ourselves up, we need to start looking at where is the world going to. And instead of just, once again, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results, start going outside the norms and start saying, okay, if this is where the world is going, we need to get in on this. So start getting into more tech, you know, fields. Learn how to code, software develop, you know. Everybody be juiced to get a little Amazon job. You pushing a truck around the city, you just juice. Man, I got me a cool, I could just drive around, drop off all manual shit. It's like, have we not learned or like elevated from continuing to be a manual labor force to just saying, nah, yeah, that's cool, but we need more people on this side. We need more people being bosses and CEOs. We need more people being project managers, logistic coordinators, you know what I'm saying? People that's really in the office, could make things happen. People that I can go to and develop some type of software, you know, or whatever, because these are the jobs that's paying. Netflix software engineers get paid between $400,000 and $600,000 a year. That alone should make somebody be like, what? Hold up, bro. Like, man, let me go take a class because this is clearly where the money is at. Why am I gonna go ahead and just get out of graduate, just so I could go work at an Amazon job pushing boxes or work at UPS pushing boxes when this is where the money at? Or finance. We need more people, black people in finances to be able to build banks, own banks, so that way black people can go to these banks, invest in these banks, open up accounts, put their money in these banks. Therefore, the banks could lend out to who? More black people to start businesses. And that's the thing, we need more businesses, not side hustles. Everybody keeps saying that they starting a business, but you're treating your business as a side hustle. No. Start your business. One key dynamic to starting a business is what? getting funding for that business. If that's not your focus, to figure out how can I bring more money into this business, just like everybody else did, just like Jeff Bezos did, just like Elon Musk did. When he started Tesla, okay, we got Tesla. All right, so what we do? Well, shit, man, we got to build our cars. We need a factory. We need all this. Well, shit, where you going to get that from? We got to go get this money, right? Okay, well, what do we need? Well, we need investors. Well, what is an investor going to need to see my, business as something that they want to get their money to? Well, shit, we need a business plan. Well, shit, let's get a business plan. I don't know how to write a business plan. Well, shit, hire somebody to write me a business plan. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's all kind of steps that we could take, to make things happen. We just got to go do it. Failure, you gonna fail. We gonna take losses. But the L's that you're gonna take are lessons. The first person you meet to try to get funding to is not going to just grant you funding. You got to keep going. Not everybody's going to see your vision, and not everybody's going to see our vision. So, once again, think outside the box, and let's become a player in the game. Because once again, being a player in this game, and not just what's going on here in America, I'm talking about the world, is the agenda. So thank you everybody for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. Please like and subscribe and support the agenda, support Dark Network. You guys can check us out on all our social media content at the agenda, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're going to start going live, Agenda Fridays. We're going to start going live, where you guys can really interact with me personally, ask questions. And, I'm going to go ahead and be talking my little yit, as far as what's going on in the political spectrum and, the world, And, make sure y'all check out our website, too, darknetwork247.com. We got some dope content from all of the other network podcasts on there. And, appreciate everybody for tuning in to Season 2, Episode 1, and catch you on the next one.
And you know what it is. W's. Get it.
They say I'm heartless, but I'm not, though. Don't have to prove it, keep it music, Southside, birth the psycho. A public threat like a sideshow. So gather round, enjoy the sound while the rubber and the pipe smoke.
Dark Network.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Dark Network.